Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Cup English. I'm Liam.
And I'm Chloe. Thanks so much for joining us today. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you've been listening to us for a while, we really appreciate you.
Yeah, seriously. And before we jump in, just a quick reminder, if you enjoy learning English through real conversations like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow the podcast. We post new episodes every day.
Daily conversations, real topics, no textbooks, no pressure.
Just two people talking about life in English.
Exactly. And today's topic is a really interesting one. It's something we all deal with, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah, today we're talking about your biggest enemy is your own mind.
When you hear that, it might sound a little dramatic.
Or even confusing, like, wait, my mind? Isn't that supposed to help me?
Right. We usually think our enemies are other people, bad luck, our job, our past, or our situation.
But a lot of the time, the thing that stops us the most is what's going on inside our head.
The doubts, the fear, the overthinking.
That little voice that tells you to stop before you even try.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about how our own mind can work against us and how we can slowly learn to deal with that.
No big promises, no perfect solutions, just honest thoughts and real experiences.
All right, let's get into it.
So, Chloe, when people say your biggest enemy is your own mind, what do you think that actually means?
For me, it means all those thoughts that stop you from moving forward, not because you can't do something, but because you think you can't.
Yeah, I feel that. It's not always an outside problem.
Exactly. A lot of the time, nothing bad is really happening, but in your head, everything feels dangerous.
Like when you want to do something new, and suddenly your mind starts asking 100 questions.
What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if I'm not good enough?
And those thoughts feel so real.
They do, even though nothing has happened yet.
They do, even though nothing has happened yet.
I think people often misunderstand this topic. They think your mind is always bad.
Yeah, but that's not true. Your mind is trying to protect you.
It wants to keep you safe.
The problem is, sometimes it protects you too much.
Like keeping you inside your comfort zone.
Right. Your mind says, stay here. This is familiar. This is safe.
Even if you're not happy there.
Even if you're stuck.
For me, my mind becomes my enemy when I start overthinking.
Same. Overthinking is a big one.
I can turn one small decision into a huge problem.
And the funny thing is, the more you think, the harder it gets to act.
Yeah, you feel tired before you even start.
That's when your mind is no longer helping you, it's controlling you.
So when we say your own mind, we're talking about things like self-doubt,
Fear of failure,
negative self-talk.
and imagining the worst possible outcome.
All of that happens quietly inside your head.
And because it's quiet, we don't always notice it.
We just feel stuck or scared or unmotivated.
And then we think, maybe I'm just lazy, or maybe I'm not that kind of person.
When really, it's just your mind doing what it's used to doing.
Trying to keep you comfortable, even if comfort is holding you back.
You know what's interesting? When we talk about the mind stopping us, it's usually not about big, dramatic moments.
Yeah, it's the small, everyday situations.
Things that seem normal, almost harmless.
But when you add them up, they make a huge difference in your life.
Like learning English, for example.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect example.
A lot of people want to improve their English, but their mind says, I'm too old to learn.
Or my pronunciation is terrible.
Or people will laugh at me if I make mistakes.
And because of those thoughts, they don't speak at all.
Exactly. Not because they don't have time, not because they don't have resources.
But because their mind already decided the result.
I've done that myself, honestly.
Same here, in different situations, of course.
For me, it happens a lot with work, when I have an idea in a meeting.
Let me guess, you think about it too long?
Way too long. I'll think, is this idea good enough? What if it sounds stupid? What if someone else says something better?
And then the moment passes.
Exactly. And later, someone else says almost the same idea.
That hurts.
It really does. And then my mind says, see, you should have spoken.
Which is kind of unfair.
Very unfair. My mind stops me first and then blames me for stopping.
That's such a real thing.
What about you? Any everyday examples?
For me, it's starting new projects.
How so?
I'll have an idea, something I actually feel excited about, but then my mind jumps in.
With all the reasons not to start.
Exactly. You don't have enough experience.
Other people are already doing this better.
What if you quit halfway?
So what do you do?
Sometimes nothing. I delay, I wait. I tell myself I'll start tomorrow.
Ah, the famous tomorrow.
Yeah, and tomorrow becomes next week, then next month.
And slowly that excitement disappears.
All because of thoughts, not facts, just thoughts.
Another common one is changing jobs.
Oh, that's a big one.
People stay in jobs they hate because their mind says, at least this is safe.
What if the new job is worse?
What if I fail and can't find another one?
So they stay, even when they're unhappy.
And again, it's not that they don't have skills.
It's that fear feels stronger than logic.
I think social situations are another everyday example.
Definitely.
Wanting to talk to someone new, but thinking they won't like me.
Or not sharing your opinion because you're afraid of being judged.
Your mind creates a story about what might happen.
And you believe that story without checking if it's true.
That's the scary part.
Yeah, most of the time, the danger isn't real.
But the feeling is real.
And feelings are powerful.
So powerful that they can stop action completely.
And that's how your mind wins, quietly, every day.
Without shouting, without drama.
Just small decisions you never make.
And chances you never take.
You know, all the examples we just talked about, they have one thing in common.
Let me guess. Overthinking?
Exactly.
It really is a silent killer.
Yeah, it doesn't feel dangerous at first.
It actually feels responsible.
Right, like you're being careful.
You tell yourself, I'm just thinking things through.
But at some point, thinking turns into overthinking.
And that's when it becomes a problem.
For me, overthinking usually starts with one simple question.
Which is?
What if?
Oh yeah, that question can go on forever.
What if I fail? What if I make the wrong choice? What if people judge me?
And suddenly, your mind creates 10 different bad endings.
None of which have happened.
But your body reacts like they already did.
You feel stressed, tired, anxious.
And the funny thing is, overthinking doesn't usually help you make better decisions.
It just makes decisions harder.
I've noticed that when I overthink, I don't move forward.
You freeze.
Exactly. I feel stuck between choices.
And staying stuck feels safer than choosing the wrong thing.
At least that's what our mind tells us.
But staying stuck is also a choice.
Yeah, a choice we don't always realize we're making.
I think overthinking is especially dangerous because it feels productive.
Yes, you feel busy in your head.
But you're not actually doing anything.
You're just replaying the same thoughts again and again.
Like watching the same movie on repeat.
And it's never a happy movie.
Never.
I remember a time when I overthought a small decision for days.
What was it?
Sending an email. Just one email.
That sounds very familiar.
I kept reading it, changing words, deleting sentences.
Trying to make it perfect.
Exactly. And in the end, I was exhausted.
But the email itself probably wasn't that important.
Not at all. And when I finally sent it, nothing bad happened.
That's usually how it goes.
Overthinking makes small things feel huge.
And big things feel impossible.
Another thing about overthinking is that it often happens when we're alone.
Yeah, late at night.
When everything is quiet.
Your mind gets louder.
And there's no one there to say, hey, you're going too far.
So you just keep going.
Round and round.
Until you feel drained.
And that's why overthinking is such a silent killer.
It doesn't push you, it doesn't scream.
It just slowly takes your energy.
Your confidence.
And your courage to act.
Without you even noticing.
You know, when we talk about overthinking like that, it usually comes back to one feeling.
Fear.
Yeah, fear is behind almost all of it.
But I think people often misunderstand what they're actually afraid of.
What do you mean?
We say we're afraid of failing.
Right, no one likes to fail.
But sometimes I wonder if we're really afraid of failure or afraid of trying.
That's interesting. What's the difference for you?
Failure means you tried, you took action, you stepped forward.
And trying means you put yourself in a position to be seen.
Exactly. To be judged, to be wrong, to look imperfect.
I think that's the part that scares people the most.
Yeah, failure is usually private.
But trying is public.
People can see you try.
They can see you struggle.
And that makes us uncomfortable.
For me, I'm not just afraid of failing.
What are you afraid of then?
I'm afraid of feeling disappointed in myself.
That's very honest.
If I don't try, I can tell myself, well, I never really went for it.
But if you try and fail, there's no excuse.
Exactly. You have to face it.
That's something a lot of people don't talk about.
And it's heavy. That feeling can sit with you for a long time.
But here's the strange thing.
What's that?
Not trying also creates disappointment.
Just slower.
And quieter.
You don't feel it right away.
But one day you look back and think, what if I had tried?
That kind of regret is hard to live with.
I agree. I've felt that more than once.
Me too, especially with opportunities.
Opportunities that don't come back.
And what's sad is, most of the time, failure isn't as bad as we imagine.
It usually hurts less than our mind tells us.
And we often learn something from it.
But when you don't try, you learn nothing.
You just stay in the same place.
So maybe the real fear isn't failure.
Maybe it's the fear of changing how we see ourselves.
That's deep.
Trying means accepting that you're a beginner sometimes.
And our mind hates that.
It wants us to be good immediately.
Or not start at all.
So it tells us, wait until you're ready.
But ready often never comes.
And that's how fear wins.
Not by stopping us completely.
But by making us wait forever.
I think fear and overthinking are closely connected to something else.
Let me guess, the way we talk to ourselves?
Exactly. That voice in your head.
The one that never seems to be very kind.
Not at all.
What's scary is how normal it feels.
Yeah, we don't even question it.
We just accept whatever it says as the truth.
For example, when something goes wrong.
That voice is very quick.
It says, of course this happened. You always mess things up.
Or, you're not smart enough for this.
Or, everyone else is better than you.
And the worst part?
We believe it.
Yeah, if a stranger said those things to us, we'd be angry.
We'd defend ourselves.
But when it's our own voice, we don't fight back.
We think, well, it's me. I should know.
That's such a trap.
It really is. That voice is often based on old experiences.
Past failures.
Embarrassing moments.
Things people said to us a long time ago.
And somehow they stay.
They turn into stories about who we are.
Like, I'm just not confident, or I'm bad at learning languages.
Those stories become part of our identity.
And once something becomes your identity, it's hard to change.
I've noticed that negative self-talk is usually very extreme.
How so?
It's never, you made a small mistake.
It's always, you're terrible.
One mistake becomes a label.
And labels are heavy.
They affect how you act in the future.
If you keep telling yourself you're bad at something,
You stop trying to improve.
because what's the point, right?
That's what the voice tells you.
I used to think that being hard on myself would push me to do better.
A lot of people think that, but it doesn't. It just makes me tired
And anxious,
and afraid to make mistakes.
which is the opposite of growth.
Exactly.
Another thing is negative self-talk often compares you to others.
Yeah, look at them. They're doing so well. What's wrong with you?
But you never see the full picture of other people's lives.
You only see the result, not the struggle.
And then you use that incomplete picture to attack yourself.
That's so unfair.
It is, but our mind doesn't care about fairness.
It cares about control.
And negative self-talk is a powerful way to control your actions.
It keeps you small
Quiet,
and safe.
but not free.
Yeah, not free at all.
You know, something I've been thinking about is this.
What's that?
We're not born talking to ourselves like this.
That's true.
Kids don't usually think, I'm not good enough.
No, they try things without overthinking.
They fall, they fail, and they just try again.
So that negative voice, it comes from somewhere.
Yeah, we learn it.
Over time.
From experiences.
From people.
From moments that stayed with us longer than they should have.
Like being criticized a lot when you were younger.
Or being laughed at for making a mistake.
Especially in public.
Those moments really stick.
And your mind remembers them as warnings.
Don't do that again. Don't put yourself in that position.
So the mind thinks it's helping.
Yeah, it thinks it's protecting you from pain.
Even if that pain happened years ago.
Another big source is comparison.
Social media makes that so much worse.
You scroll and see people succeeding, traveling, smiling.
And your mind immediately compares your real life to their best moments.
Which is completely unfair.
But we still do it.
And then the voice says, you're behind.
You should be doing better by now.
I hate that sentence.
Me too. By now is so dangerous.
Because there's no real timeline.
but our mind creates one anyway.
Family expectations can also play a role.
Yeah, even when people mean well.
Comments like, "Why haven't you done this yet?"
Or when I was your age.
Those words slowly become your own thoughts.
You start saying them to yourself.
And after a while, you forget where they came from.
You just think, this is who I am.
But it's not.
It's just a mindset you learned.
And anything learned can be unlearned.
That's an important point.
Your mind is powerful, but it's not fixed.
You're not broken.
You're just carrying old thoughts that no longer serve you.
And realizing that is already a big step.
Yeah, awareness comes first.
Before change.
Before action.
Before growth. So if a lot of these thoughts come from old experiences, it makes sense why our mind wants to keep us safe.
Yeah, and that's where the comfort zone comes in.
The comfort zone sounds nice.
It does. Comfort sounds like a good thing.
No stress, no fear, no risk.
But comfort can be a trap.
A very quiet one.
Your mind says, "Stay here. You know how this works."
Nothing bad will happen if you don't change.
And technically, that's true.
But nothing good really happens either.
Exactly. You don't fail in the comfort zone.
But you also don't grow.
I think the comfort zone is where dreams go to sleep.
That's a good way to put it.
You don't give up on your dreams completely.
You just delay them.
You tell yourself, "Not now, maybe later."
And later feels safer than now.
For example, staying in a job you don't like.
Because at least you know what to expect.
Or not speaking English even though you're learning.
Because being quiet feels safer than making mistakes.
The comfort zone is very convincing.
It uses logic.
It says, "Why risk it?"
What if you lose what you already have?
And when you're tired or stressed, that logic sounds reasonable.
Very reasonable.
But the problem is, the longer you stay there,
The smaller your world becomes.
you stop imagining new possibilities.
You stop believing you can change.
And your mind gets used to that.
It starts to feel normal.
Comfort becomes your identity,
And stepping out feels wrong.
even when it's the right thing to do.
I've noticed that people often confuse comfort with happiness.
Yeah, but they're not the same.
Comfort is calm.
Comfort is growth.
And growth is uncomfortable.
Every single time.
That's why our mind resists it.
It would rather keep you safe than let you grow.
Even if safe means stuck.
And that's the trap.
A place where nothing hurts.
But nothing changes. You know, after talking about fear, overthinking, and the comfort zone, this can all feel a bit heavy.
Yeah, like your mind is this big monster you have to fight.
But I don't think that's the right way to see it.
Me neither.
You don't need to defeat your mind.
You just need to win against it sometimes.
Small wins.
Very small ones.
Because big changes are scary.
But small actions feel possible.
I think a lot of people wait until they feel ready.
Yeah, I'll start when I feel ready.
But confidence usually comes after action.
Not before.
So one small win could be doing something before you feel ready.
Like speaking up once in a meeting.
Or sending that message you've been avoiding.
Or speaking English for 1 minute.
Even if your voice shakes.
Especially if your voice shakes.
That's proof you're stepping outside the comfort zone.
Another small win is allowing yourself to be imperfect.
That's a big one.
Not everything has to be done perfectly.
Your mind hates that idea.
It really does.
It wants perfect or nothing.
But progress lives in the middle.
I've noticed that when I focus on small wins, my mind slowly changes.
How so?
It stops seeing action as a threat.
Because nothing bad happens.
Exactly. You act, you survive.
And that builds trust.
Trust in yourself.
Which is something many people lose over time.
Yeah, after enough self-doubt, you stop trusting your own decisions.
Small wins help you rebuild that.
One step at a time.
No pressure.
No big promises.
Just, I did this today.
And that's enough.
I also think celebrating small wins is important.
People skip that part.
They say it's not a big deal.
But it is.
Every time you act instead of overthinking, you win.
Every time you try instead of waiting, you win.
Those wins add up.
And slowly the voice in your head gets quieter,
Not gone.
just quieter.
And that's real progress. You know, those small wins we talked about, they change something important.
The way you see yourself,
Yeah, and that slowly changes the way you talk to yourself.
which is huge.
Because if the voice in your head never changes, it's hard to keep going.
I agree, you don't need a positive voice all the time.
No, that feels fake.
You just need a fair one.
That's a good way to put it.
Instead of saying, I can't do this, you say, this is hard, but I'll try.
That small change matters.
A lot.
I've noticed that the way I talk to myself becomes clearer when I slow down.
How so?
When I rush, my thoughts become harsh.
More emotional.
Exactly. But when I pause, I can hear how unfair I'm being.
That awareness is powerful.
It helps me separate facts from feelings.
Facts are usually much calmer.
Feelings love drama.
They really do.
Another thing I've learned is to talk to myself like I would talk to a friend.
That's a classic idea, but it works.
If a friend made a mistake, I wouldn't say, "You're terrible."
You'd say, it's okay, you're learning.
But with myself, I used to be so harsh.
Most of us are.
And being kind to yourself doesn't make you weak.
It makes you honest.
It gives you space to grow.
I also think language matters a lot.
What do you mean?
Words like always and never.
Oh, yeah, I always mess up.
I'll never be good at this.
Those words make problems feel permanent.
When most problems are temporary.
So changing your self-talk doesn't mean lying to yourself.
It means choosing words that don't trap you.
Words that leave room for change.
And the more you practice that,
The more natural it becomes.
just like negative self-talk became natural over time,
You learned it.
which means you can learn something better.
That idea alone gives me hope.
Me too. You know, after talking about all this, I realized something.
What's that?
Most of the battles we fight aren't with other people.
Yeah, they're internal.
We spend so much time thinking life is us versus the world,
Other people's opinions,
other people's success.
other people's expectations.
But really, it's you versus you,
The version of you that wants to grow,
and the version of you that wants to stay safe.
neither one is evil.
They just want different things.
One wants comfort,
The other wants change.
and that's where the conflict happens.
I think a lot of pressure disappears when you stop comparing yourself to others.
Absolutely.
When you stop asking, am I better than them?
And start asking, am I better than I was yesterday?
That question feels lighter,
It feels fair.
because you're not racing anyone else.
You're just moving at your own pace.
I've noticed that when I focus on other people, I lose motivation.
Same, comparison drains energy.
But when I focus on myself, even small progress feels meaningful.
Because it's personal.
And personal progress matters the most.
Another thing about you versus you is responsibility.
Yeah, that can sound scary.
But it's also freeing.
If I'm the problem, then I can also be the solution.
Exactly.
You're not waiting for someone else to change.
Or for the perfect situation.
You start where you are,
With what you have.
and you take one small step.
That mindset feels empowering.
It does. It puts control back in your hands,
Not over everything.
but over yourself.
And that's the only thing you truly control.
So instead of fighting the world,
You learn to understand yourself.
to work with your mind, not against it.
And that's where real change starts.
So if you're still listening right now, take a moment.
Yeah, just pause and check in with yourself.
Think about how often your own mind has held you back,
Not because you're weak.
but because you're human.
We all deal with fear, doubt, and that inner voice.
The goal isn't to silence it completely,
It's to understand it.
and to stop letting it make every decision for you.
Your mind can be your biggest enemy.
But it can also become your strongest ally.
That shift doesn't happen overnight.
It happens through small choices
Small actions.
and small wins every day.
So the next time you feel stuck,
Or afraid to try something new.
remember, it's not you versus the world.
It's you versus you.
And that's a battle you can learn to win. Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe to Daily Cup English.
And follow the podcast so you don't miss our daily episodes.
We share real conversations
Real life.
in real English,
We hope this episode gave you something to think about.
and maybe a little courage to take one small step today.
Take care of yourself.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now.